Hello people, hope you're all well. And in this video, I'm going to be taking us into a time machine, a blast from the past. It's a video apparently recorded from in 2007, and the people then are speaking about the things we are speaking about now, even though it's a lot worse now. I think when you look at these old videos, it gives you a more real nature of what people thought back in the day because people weren't as scared. I think you can definitely tell that the government have been on top of trying to make it racist to talk about it from the get go. But I think back then, in these times, you could get away with saying more, and it wasn't as woke and crazy as it is now. So really, what I'm saying is people are just telling the truth in this video. Some people are a bit tentative, but the overall sentiment is that people are not happy with the immigration even happening back then. And then I'll divulge further into my point once we listen to it a bit. So just listen to the video.
Would you say that immigration has been a good thing for Fulham?
Well, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know about that.
A flat's been given to immigrants
Well, you don't have to ask me that question. You know they are. Everybody knows they are.
I don't want to think about things like that. I feel sorry for the youngsters that are born here and they don't have a chance, love. I'm sorry I can't give you right answers and that, love, but you have to be very, very careful.
And I mean,
At the end of the day,
sorry, no disrespect to that old lady, but that it applies to many people from our parents and in the generations before us. They all had that similar attitude. Oh, I don't want to know. I want to live in my own wee bubble. And this is how they were conditioned to be brought up to not really generally think for themselves, more told what to think and just be happy with what you've got, kind of thing. But whereas in modern times, people are seeing that, their country's changing, and if they don't speak out, at this point, I feel like there's nothing to lose because you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So why not speak out? And this is why I think we're seeing a lot of people with a different mindset nowadays.
as long as they still realise it's my country as well.
And do you think they realise that?
Not always, perhaps. Not always, perhaps.
So what kind of impact would you say mass immigration has had on an area like Fulham?
I think you're going to find a lot of people will be complaining that they've lost homes that were supposed to go to them because of the immigrants coming in, jobs, schooling, just the normal things.
So do you think immigration has been a good thing for Fulham?
Well, I don't think so. No. No.
This was a very close-knit working class area. They had the big factories, Fords and such, and people were worried that they were going to have to move to get work and everything else after seeing the influx of these immigrants.
It's all going wrong, isn't it?
Tell us what you mean.
Well, basically, migrants are getting a yeah.
No, I just want you to watch this clip, right? Just watch these migrants come up and watch how uncivilized they are and just watch what they do. This is how they don't fit in. Just watch.
The priority, and it shouldn't. It should be for English people.
I mean, what was that? Walking past an interview and growling. Like, I mean, it's insane. And that's back in 2007 apparently. So I think anybody with sense can look about now and, with the weather we've been getting lately and the way that the country's flooded with foreigners, you'd be forgiven to think we're maybe in a foreign country at points. And I look about my local town and it's flooded. And I want to just touch on where I'm going with the video is that people have not agreed with this for years. And the government has silenced it, and it was a lot harder. Although I do criticise the previous generations for not doing enough, I do appreciate that it was harder for them to get the real information. There was no internet, the communication was very little, and the only real information you got was from the news or word of mouth from somebody else. But back in the day, 9 times out of 10, most people would rather believe the news because they thought it was the truth. the news was the news, you know, it was that was the news. Nobody had real reason to doubt it for a long time. And critically, what one woman touched on back there was, she said about that all the houses are going to them. Now, fast forward to now, let's have a look at Birmingham, Luton, is it Telford, a lot of places in Manchester, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Aberdeen, all your big places, all towns and cities all up and down the country. London, it's mostly immigrants. So do you see where the problem lies, in that it's, you know, they are getting priority? That's why you're seeing complete towns fill with immigrants, because they're getting the priority over the housing. There's no way you should just be able to rock up to a country and get priority on the housing. That is betrayal. There's no justification for that. No country should offer that above the citizens. That's the bottom line. And this is why we're seeing the place completely flooded, because the government is literally opening the doors to invaders and saying, and you come, and you're getting priority, lads, ladies and gentlemen, whoever wants to come, if you're foreign, and you come. And that is not right. And you can see it, you can try and deny it all you want, but if that's not the case, how come in a short period of time, 20 years, 30 years, 15 years, whatever, towns and cities have completely changed demographic, and it's completely been, you know, cleansed of the indigenous people? And it's all through policies that the government have put in, that they're speaking about right now. And they've not changed one bit because they don't care, they want this.
Children don't stand a chance when it comes to getting a property and somewhere to live. And it is wrong. It's wrong.
Because people that were born in this area are having to move out of this area because they're not getting allocated the flats, especially the council accommodation, are they?
So do you hear what she's saying, and what the woman just said again before her? The housing. They're getting given all the housing. This is why they're everywhere. And there's people like you and I who struggle to get houses. You know, and everybody knows that in cases right now, with these immigrants coming over, or invaders, they're coming into hotels and then they're getting prioritised into housing. There's cases where there's been army veterans in housing and getting kicked out to house the immigrants. And there's cases of people being on a waiting list for the council for sometimes 5-10 years, and then, you know, they get swept aside. It's not an uncommon thing to hear, and if your eyes are open and you're aware of what's going on, you can see this. And this has been going on for years. It's a systematic plan of betrayal to completely replace us.
We basically, the English are last, pushed to the back.
But it's not only the indigenous population that's concerned about immigration. So do you think Britain treats immigrants well?
Actually, yes, they do. A bit too well, I think, for some.
So she's even saying, no, you know, I'm not saying all immigrants are bad, but I think what we can say is people at this point, there's too much immigrants and they're getting too much rights. That's never a good thing, in my opinion. And even immigrants are saying that. Back then, you won't catch them saying it now, I don't think, very rarely. But this is a more open and honest kind of time where there was no cancel culture, and people, you know, could definitely speak their mind more back in the day, you know, because there wasn't online as much back then, where you're going to get, your video's going to get put on and go viral and the whole world knows what you've said. So people were more tending to be a bit more honest back then. But I think even now you do still find people who have migrated here, who have assimilated and do respect our culture, will turn around and say, look, this is crazy.
To a stage that immigrants, I think, are getting too much now.
It seems that we do let everybody in, if you like. I think that there should be a crackdown.
There are too many foreigners